Yeah, my name is Derek Bragg. I've been looking at the markets around 6 years, really been trying to trade the market around 5 years. And my biggest problem was just being consistent, staying disciplined. I'd have my weeks, I think I'd have it going on. And then within the following days, weeks, months, back even, back under where I was, and just couldn't stay consistent at all, especially on the winning side.
And the reality is, over 78, 98% of traders in general, and I think the number's more around 95, 96%, are not consistently successful. And one of the reasons that we know this, and you've seen me talk about this all the time, is just discipline. Pick a strategy, learn the strategy. And what does that mean by picking and learning? That means it takes time to really understand, create a data set, be smart about it. A lot of traders will come in and they're looking to make money straight away. Well, let's just be realistic about it. It's a stock market. They want you to come in with that mindset because the more you come in to that sea of finance, that sea of money, with an expectation that I'm going to come today and I can make some money, the first thing that comes and unravels in you is not logic, it's emotion. So now you become this emotional trader and you become very sensitive to the good trades and the bad trades. This basically plays right into what smart money market makers want. So now, when you came on board market making strategies and you've been watching what we do, what do you think about this strategy, the options with Prince, and how has that affected your trading in the last year?
So in a way, it's kind of forced me to zoom out and look at the bigger picture more rather than instead of trying to make my money right now. I know the money's coming eventually because we're following Prince, following the market maker. We know he's there. We know he's eventually going to make money. And just this method just kind of forced me to zoom out and look at price targets more realistically, I guess.
And you're absolutely spot on. To be honest, that was the whole point of this option strategy, is to recognize that yes, those prints can be seen now at any moment, but planning and strategizing what is the market maker's intention with the way they're building, the
Yeah.
way that they're buying, the way they're accumulating. So, in order to do that, you cannot micro trade. You have to have a macro outlook. You have to have a bird's eye. And what are you doing? You have to remember if someone places millions and millions of dollars, what's the chances that they're looking to hit their price target within a day or a week? That's what you got to think to yourself. It takes serious resources, serious commitment and effort in order just to acquire a position, let alone move the position. We've seen them acquire for days, weeks, and months, as you've seen as well, right? Many times. IONQ, if you just look at that, it was in a range between 35 and 50 for 3 months and 1 week. And what did it do in that 3 months as we were watching in the room, in the threads, building? Did it do what it said it was going to do? That's the key. Yes, it did. So with this strategy, it makes you buy time. It makes you watch strategy. You have to pay attention to prints. But the reality is you're following the people that move the market. And we can spot them because we learn prints. So I'm glad you're learning that. And are you finding that it's becoming not only just more effective in terms of your trade percentage, but the way you feel about the market, your relationship with the market? Do you think that's changing?
For sure, I'm definitely a lot more confident than I was a year ago, by far.
Brilliant. And
I
I'm
mean,
assuming the numbers are speaking for themselves in regards to you're seeing that when you plan a trade, because remember,
yes,
I'm not going to talk to you about outcome. Because if we do what we're supposed to do correctly, the outcome takes care of itself. Do you agree?
right, for sure.
So do you find that now when you look at prints, when you're slowly starting to plan, say, okay, this looks like a price target of this, how is your data sets in the last 6 months, 8 months, a year speaking to you? So when we're looking at a trade and we're
Yeah,
following prints, we need
right.
to figure out, and I teach this, is how do you strategize the prints? Meaning, in what type of accumulation is this? Are they short-term move? Is this going to be a bit longer term, a bit mid-term? Are you
Yeah.
starting to recognize what different builds look like and how long they could possibly take to meet their price targets?
That was one of the biggest problems I had is I would watch a play before I got into MMS, and the moment I would give up on it, quit watching it, it would take off.
So the
It-
reality is, it's not really they know, it's
yeah,
their plan. The
right.
problem that we have is we read their plan, and at some point, their plan becomes our plan and what we want it to do. We can't do anything that we want. We can only do and follow what they're doing. So you're absolutely right. And a lot of times it does move when you're out, but learning to trade using options, which is what I teach, you buy time. So you don't have that problem. And you're ready and you're waiting and it's moving. And that's one of the things that we teach is patience and discipline is so key, but it's going to be extremely favorable if you learn the course, if you learn the strategy that I created. So just to end it with Derek, what would you say to any prospective students watching you right now, considering whether this is a strategy or a company that they want to join?
Yeah, you definitely got to give it a shot. If you're thinking about it, do it. But,
Perfect. Positivity, and I say this all the time, and I'll say this here. There's a lot of proven methods and there's a lot of strategies that work. But all I can say is this strategy has been proven by me for now 11 years. And it's going through. And what I love the most about it, as you might have seen yourself, you've been here for a year, but I know we've known each other a bit longer, is I wanted a strategy that works in all markets, not just great markets like 2021 and 2020, but all markets when times are bad, when volume is low, when movement is not as much. The ones that we pick up on is not the entire market. We pick up on the stocks that have buying, that have the ability to move. So glad to have your testimonial, Derek. Appreciate you in the room as always, my friend. And we'll speak further. Thank you.
I got to say one thing though.
Sure.
All right. So in the 5 years before getting here, I blew pretty much 3 accounts. And since February, I've gained back 2 of them.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Now, that's what I like to hear. Well done, Derek.